Hello and welcome back. With this video, we will talk about the structure I like something. Why? Because first off, it's extremely useful in conversation. Number two, because it's a way to introduce you to pronouns. Number three, the structure involved here is also used with other verbs. So this topic that looks silly, it's not silly at all, right? I want you to pay close attention, please. All right, so the verb, well, the structure, I like, mi piace something, which I'm sure you already heard of because you probably had already tried to learn the language by yourself and you probably have seen this somewhere, okay? So I like, mi piace. First off, go to reverse.net and search for the conjugation of piacere, which is in fact to like. So go over there and search the conjugation of the verb piacere. Do it, take your time. I'm going to give you, let's say 3 minutes. So you go there, maybe you have slow internet connection, you type piacere, blah, blah, blah. You handwrite it, and then maybe you write it, you should, as a task for this video, you write it in your laptop or your computer. Okay, so 3 minutes, done? Okay, cool. So the conjugation that you've seen is probably this one. Piaccio, piaci, piace, piacciamo, piacete, piacciono. Probably, and it is correct. Now, let's take a look at this sentence. I like this car. Mi piace questa macchina is the translation, okay? Trust me, it's correct. Now, don't you see that something is off? Think about it. Something is weird here because I is the subject, like is the verb, this car is the object, right? But I like is not piace. I like should be piaccio, right? Piace comes from the third person. And I should be, I like, should be piaccio, the first one. So what the heck is going on here? You should ask yourself. Ask this question. What the heck is going on here? Why is it piace and non piaccio? And what does that mean on top of that? So this is the weird structure that I mentioned when I started shooting this video 2 or 3 minutes ago. Okay. We need to rephrase the sentence, I like this car, to, or with the sentence, this car appeals to me. If we rephrase it this way, then you will understand why we use this conjugation, because this car is the subject, appeals now is third person, which is piace, and to me is to me. So if we take a look at this car appeals to me. Questa macchina, this car, piace, third person, a me, to me, which is basically the receiver scenario that we've seen recently when we talked about preposition a. Now, this a me, to make it shorter, it becomes me. This is knowledge that has to deal with pronouns. We're going to see them very soon. Okay? This is a sort of spoiler. We use I like, mi piace as a sort of spoiler to start to talk about pronouns when it comes to pronouns in the future. Okay? So I like this car becomes this car appeals to me. And now the translation makes sense. Makes sense to use piace now because the subject is this car. Questa macchina piace a me. And a me, in the shorter version, to make the conversation smoother, becomes me. And we put me at the very in front of the verb. Okay? So what in English, at first sight, is the object, or seem to be the object? Well, it is the object in English, car. In Italian, it becomes the subject. I like this car Car is the object, I subject, like the verb what, this car. Car is the object in English. But in this rephrase way, in this Italian structure, car becomes the subject as long as we use the my hack of appeal. Okay, this car appeals to me. And what in English seems, there's a misspelling, sorry. And what in English seems to be the subject I, it becomes the receiver, preposition a, receiver scenario. Okay? So this hack about appeal, the verb appeal, this is something that I came up with. Why is that? Because many students got to me and they asked me, okay, I like this car. Cool. Why the heck isn't it piaccio? Why is it piace? They cannot, you guys cannot understand this topic if you do not rephrase the sentence the way that I showed you how to rephrase it by using appeal. So every single time you're dealing with the verb to like, I want you to rephrase the sentence. I like Colombia. Colombia, it's not piaccio Colombia. No, it is Colombia mi piace or mi piace la Colombia. Why is that? Because there will be Colombia appeals to me. That's why we use piace third person, because the subject is Colombia, which is she, basically. It's the third person. Okay? It, but in Italian it's going to be she, feminine. Okay? So let's grab another example. I like these. Sorry for the misspelling. Let me fix it very quickly. I like these shoes. So shoes is plural. Okay, it's not a car anymore. It's not Colombia. It's not Mexico. It's not Jurassic Park. It's plural, right? Shoes is plural. So I like these shoes. These shoes appeal to me. If we take a look at my translation, we're going to have queste scarpe piacciono a me. Why piacciono? Because shoes is basically they. It's the third plural or sixth person, sixth pronoun. Queste scarpe piacciono to me, a me, which rephrased in quicker, probably smoother Italian is mi piacciono queste scarpe. Okay? Does this mean that majority of the times we'll just use piace and piacciono? Well, yes, because usually we tend to talk about things that we like. I like Colombia. Colombia appeals to me. Piace. I like the Canary Islands. Canary Islands appeal to me. They're plural. Piacciono. I like this car. This car appeals to me. Piace. I like those cars. Those cars appeal to me. Piacciono. Okay, so we tend to talk about something that we like, something external. So those things that are external, they appeal to me, or something appeals to me. So yes, we tend to use majority of the times piaccio, piacciono. But potentially, if we are egomaniacs, we can take a look at ourselves in the mirror and say, oh, today I like myself, which is today I appeal to me, which is oggi mi piaccio. Piaccio is the first one. Okay, but this is a rare scenario. Okay, it was just a silly example to make you understand why we use piace when it comes to I like something, or mi piacciono when that something is plural. Okay, because that something either appeals or those things appeal to me. Okay, why is that? It has to do with the Latin origin, the Latin grammar, the grammar of the Latin language. It is what it is, unfortunately. Now, give me the translation of this one. Susan likes Mike. Rephrase it. If we rephrase it, it becomes Mike appeals to Susan. So the translation is, drum rolls, you tell me the translation. Think about it. The translation is, Mike piace a Susan. Okay, Mike is the subject, appeals is the verb, to Susan. Susan is the receiver, quote unquote. Okay, here we don't even need to use le, which is to her, because we express the noun Susan. We will talk about her in this case scenario when we talk about pronouns, okay? To Susan, a Susan. John like you guys. I really hope you enjoyed that clip. And if you want to watch the full length video, you can find it in my media library, which is part of my mentoring program. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Now, that being said, in the description box down below, you can find a few useful links to my mentoring program, to some free material, and so on. Have an amazing day, and I will see you very, very soon.